Hello, hello. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. It's Renee McLaughlin, and it is time ta-da, for our move of the week. So I asked what all kind of parts you guys wanted, and basically you wanted everything. But one move doesn't really do everything to all the parts. Although this move called Mermaids, and the one that I'm going to follow it up with called Half a Banana, that's going to get a lot of the parts that you are looking to tighten and tone. All right, let's start right away with Mermaid. So I'm going to go through the two moves. I want to go pretty quickly because I know I can yammer on and then it's like, get to the point. I need to be able to do this move. I'm going to try and keep these two to about 10 minutes so you can get in and get out every day if you want to see yourself cinch in here. You ready? Here's how we're going to start with mermaids. I'm going to come over here. You can see my ball here. I like to use a ball for half a banana, but I'm going to put that one there for now. All right, starting off, you're going to be seated. These both are floor moves. And I like to start with my front leg right in alignment with my hip. Then this knee is right in alignment with this hip. And I'm going to have 90 degrees. So everything's in those square 90 degrees. All right, get that to start. Then I'm going to take this hand, front arm, and I'm going to go over. Now, when you first start, I'm going to show you. Let me go over this way so you can see. I'm going to start in a beginner, and then I'm going to move up as you get stronger, depending on where you are, okay? So beginner, you want to be down on your forearm. Now, none of the hunching, okay? Don't have the arm out here because, see, then you're not supporting and you're going to hunch. So you want to have that elbow right under the shoulder. You're stretching up. Here we are. I'm going to take this top one for a second. Make sure that that knee is behind this hip. And you're going to take that hand and you're going to roll that hip forward. Now notice mermaid, right? What happens? I'm going to work my little fin. So the knee stays on the ground for this first part. You're just rolling to get that sense. And your little fin's going to lift. This is why it's called mermaid. All right. But now remember, it's going to work in here. So I want you to know what you're feeling. All right. So then once you get that together, the hip is there. You're going to think, hip draws away. What's going to happen is your hip's going to lift. So you want to draw it down. I'm going to put this hand here and lift up. And once I lift my little fin part of the foot, I'm going to now lift the knee just off the ground. So my knee and my ankle are actually in a straight line. And I'm going to start to gently pulse it back. Now you can see I don't have it lifted high. I'm down. And I'm just going to go back and forth. All right, back and forth, back and forth. Now, let's just check in here. I want to make sure that my hip is drawing down, not up towards my rib cage. I'm going to check to make sure that I'm not opening the lower leg. You're not going to feel it. I like to actually feel like I'm taking my heel into my tail. That for me feels really good. So that's how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to keep pulsing back. Now, you get stronger. You can then come up so you're not all the way down. Again, I'm going to draw that hip down. I'm going to put my other hand, you can put it here. You can keep it here just to make sure that that hip doesn't draw back. And you keep going. So the more that you can lift up with the hip down, drawing back, you can see what's going to happen. You're going to feel it all the way up into that, almost the bottom of the broad line. All right. Now you get a little stronger and want a little more. I'm just going to go to the next part. You're going to relax in the rib cage. And when you relax, you can take this front hand over and the other one back. And now you've got some rotation in here. So now you're really feeling it. So this is mermaid, back and forth. Keep checking that the hip is drawn down and that that top hip is down to the floor as you press back. And I would say if you can do some pulses back, really until maybe you're almost can't do it anymore, you're in good place, then you're going to drop it, come back, shift that hip back. You'll know where you're supposed to feel it. Take that leg you just worked, cross it over. Opposite arm can come across. Whoop, opposite arm, It's opposite arm. Pull it in. Just wiggle around a little bit. And now we'll go to the other side. You ready? Let's whip it around one more time on this side. Taking a moment. Let me come over here away from the wording. So you're 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Here you go. Good. Again, I'm going to start down on my forearm. I'm not hunching. I'm stretching up, taking that hand here. I'm going to press that hip away and then start to do a little bit of rotation. Now you're going to notice as you rotate the hip forward, what happens? The opposite shoulder goes back a little bit. That's fine. That's how you're going to feel it. Then once you're there, that hip is there. You can put this hand here, gently lift the knee and just start those pulses back and back and back. Keep thinking about the heel to the booty. Again, if you feel it lower back, think hip down, and then think about drawing your tailbone just kind of down to the floor. If you're feeling anything, you should never feel this in the lower back. All right, now, if this is where you're at, it's beautiful. You're going to get great results. Once you get stronger, you're going to come up. Good. I can put my hand here just to support that. Again, I'm going to draw the hip down as I keep going. And then when you get even stronger, you're going to relax. Think about relax in that middle body. Rotate over. Take that back hand back a little bit. See what I'm doing? I'm rotating, but keeping that knee behind here. Hip away. See how the hip wants to lift, doesn't it? It'll do anything to get out of that because we're working so deeply in those muscles. So I'm just going to go a little bit more. Constantly checking in because we know the body, when it goes into deep muscle, it's going to do whatever it can to compensate and shift. So I'm constantly thinking, okay, hip down, rotate over, lifting up, don't hunch. You had enough? So just keep going till you're like, okay, I've had enough. Drop that knee, wiggle that hip back. Ooh, you can really feel that. Take that top leg and come around. So these moves are doable. They're challenging, but you don't have to do a whole lot. You don't have to do more than one good set in a day. You'll really feel it. And now I'm going to come around and I'm going to now do half a banana right afterwards. So I've already kind of taught half a banana before and I posted that. So let's go right into half a banana. Again, I love using the ball because it's really easy to just sink yourself down because these are challenging. So the ball keeps your waist up to really support that pelvis. Once again, we're not sinking, we're pushing up, elbows right over the shoulder. Legs are in alignment, but notice they're slightly bent in front. It's shaped like a banana, which is why it's called half a banana. Take that top hip, roll it down. So we're stacking the hip, but we're actually trying to get that top hip a little bit in front of the bottom. Then we're going to take that top leg, keeping a slight bend in it. I'm going to lift it up a little bit higher than I think I should. Now, hip is forward. There's that leg. I'm going to pull that hip forward and I'm going to draw that leg back as far as you can. Now, as you take that hip forward, drawing the thigh back, staying up, you are going to feel it right here and in the waist, and then little back and forth. So especially in the beginning, I like to take that hand and keep pushing that hip forward as I pull that leg back. Now, I'm taking that leg back from the knee and the hip. In other words, I'm not doing anything at all with my lower leg. It's just kind of there and relaxed. Now, I'm going to take it back as far as I can, right there, hip forward, and then I'm going to go lift, lift, lift. Oh, yeah, you can feel that right in the top back of that waist. Take it, lift, and lift. And lift. Can you see? You can actually watch it coming right up in there. Give me 5 and 4 and 3. Keep it back. 2. Notice mine was coming forward. I need to take it back. All right, I'm dying. So let's stretch that leg out as much as you can. I'm actually going to bring my hand here in front and I'm going to drop and lift. Down, lift. Down, lift. Keep it really straight. Down, lift. Keep stretching up. Try not to hunch. The more you can stay up, the more you're going to feel it there. So it's an up and back. Keep that leg back. 5 and 4. The energy's on the up. And 2 and 1. Good work. There I am. Are you ready? I'm up as high as I can. I'm going to take it back here. I'm going to do 10 fast lifts, straight leg. Are you ready? You can do it. 10, 9, 8, ooh, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Again, take that top leg up. Oh, yes. Boy, you can really feel that all up in here because it's working deeply. So just go, yes, I feel myself getting stronger and really tightening and toning in that area. All right, let's go to the other side. Same thing. Here's we go. Ball right underneath that hip waist area. And I'm stretching up, slight bend in the knees in front. That'll help to support you. Hip right here, hand here, and I'm going to lift up again. Slight bend in the leg. Keep it and relax the foot. So you're going to take that leg back as far as you can, pushing the hip forward and little back and back. Now, I notice for myself and when I watch my clients, we tend to drop. Can you see here? It's okay here. You're going to feel it, but lift the leg a little bit higher. Lift it so high that when you're pressing that hand in the hip forward and the leg back, you can feel it up here in the waist and the back of that hip. It's a nasty place. It's hard to get to any other way. For the most part, you're probably not going to walk away that little fatty pocket. Now, watch your back as far as you can. Lift, lift. Now, I'm going to take this hand here because I want to, every time I lift, I want to stay lifted up in my torso. Woo! Lift. When do I feel that? 5 and 4 and 3. You're going to feel it 2 and 1. Now I'm going to straighten that leg out. I'm really straightening. I'm straightening as much behind that knee as I can. I'm going to drop and lift. And 2. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm going to keep letting that hip come forward. Try not to hunch. Don't do this. Think about pulling up the waist from the floor. I know these are challenging, but you're going to do 1 set each day, and you're going to watch yourself just shrink. Give me 5 and 4 up, and 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, can you hang? Yes, you can. You're going to come up, pull forward, lift back as high, back as far as you can. 10 up. We can do it. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Groaning is permitted. Groaning is permitted. Bring it on in. Oh, yeah. Wiggle that around. So now you can do it with me. The mermaid and the half a banana, little stretch. And a beautiful stretch to end. I like using my ball with this. See what you think. You're going to cross one leg over the other. Notice the front foot. We're going to switch afterwards, but my toe is facing over here. So I'm going to take my ball. Let me go back a little bit. And I don't actually have them crossed. I actually have one foot in front, and I'm going to let them go out as wide as I can. And then we're just going to roll forward. Now, notice I'm going to just show you, if you don't feel this up in the hips and the hamstrings, it means you're rounding the back. That's a round. You'll still feel it. But ideally, you want to hinge over. Almost feel like you're arching your tail. But I love doing it with the ball because I can just roll that ball out. And I'm going to roll it over to that side of the big toe. The side of the way that the big toe is. And when you're there, if this is your front and you go over in that stretch, yeah, you can see you're going to stretch out in that hip. And that's just where we just worked, isn't it? And roll around. So saying hi to my sweet Margie, hey girl. Good to see you always. And sombrera. I don't know your name, first name, but I love that that's what you're calling your handle, and you are so welcome. And another person that I don't have your name says my leg wants to take the very easy way out and turn out. Of course it does. Of course it does. And let's roll right back to the center and bring it in. And my dear friend Renee from Delaware is on there. Love these moves. Me too, girl. So notice I just shifted to this leg in front. So now I'm going to roll that way. And again, I love using the ball because I can roll around here and really work to open up in the back. Doing some good rest to relax in all those parts because you do want to stretch that out. It's intense. But I'm telling you, here's the thing for these two moves. Now you'll have them with the stretch. Do the 2 moves each day. You're not going to overtrain, but if you really want to cinch in and see and feel the difference up in here, there's really not a better 2 moves that I've ever seen. You will feel it, but more than that, really play with it. Get the sense of what you're feeling in the body. You'll have that right place. As soon as you get in the right place, you're going to feel it all the way up in here. If you don't, shift yourself around. Okay. It'll give you the right feedback. So you may not look the same way I look when I do it. You're going to know by the feel. So that's what I'm going to recommend you do. Do them once a day. You're not going to overdo. You can do them every day. You can do them every other day. Obviously, the more you do them, the more they're going to work for you. So I hope that helps you guys. Thanks. We'll just keep sharing what we're thinking about with my little mermaid and half a banana. And hey, Kathy, good to see you. You're welcome. Thanks for showing up, you guys. That really is just so lovely. And also in our group and on my Facebook page, I gave you a link that you can download my favorite sauces and marinades and salad dressings. Give it a shot. These are my favorites. You know, when we have and are eating healthy food, it can get, a lot of people tell me, oh, I'm just bored. If I eat another chicken breast with a salad, I'm just going to die. And I can understand that. But the problem is when we go and we buy these kinds of foods, the marinades, the salad dressings, they are made with really inflammatory oils, inflammatory spices and seasoning and high fructose corn syrup and soybean oil, canola oil. And these are just not good for our health. They're inflammatory. And if you're trying to lose weight and feel good, feel your best, the whole key is we've got to get that inflammation down. That's key. So this month in all my newsletters, and you'll see in my posts, I decided that August is the month where we're going to talk about and explore how what you eat very much affects directly how you feel. And you can tell that. You start to eat really good, clean, anti-inflammatory foods and get your movement in, you'll notice the difference. Then what really happens is when you then kind of clean out and then you go and have something like a salad dressing or canola oil and some of these inflammatory things, that's when you really notice, oh my goodness, I had no idea that that's what was really happening. So sometimes it takes a while. You clean out, you can't tell the difference till you have something else that now isn't so clean. So thanks so much. I'm glad you came on. Thanks, Judy and Nancy. And blessings. Have a great week. And I'll see you in the group or I'll see you on YouTube. Have a great one, you guys. Bye.